Well, while I was growing up, I grew up in a small town, a town of less than 200 people. So in most cases, we made our own recreation. We didn't have any organized activities, but the neighborhood kids, we all got together and we liked to play activities, various sports. We were outdoors all the time. And while I was in high school, I started to look at things beyond high school. And I knew that I loved the outdoors and I loved to be around all sports and activities. And I also liked working with people. So growing up in northeastern North Dakota, close to the University of North Dakota, they had a program in Bachelor of Science degree in health, physical education, and recreation with the emphasis on administration. So that caught my attention. I enrolled at UND and I took some introductory classes in recreation, and I hooked up with an advisor, Dr. Lavernia Jorgensen. We called her Dr. J. And she encouraged all her students and me, advised me to get involved with some of the local park districts in the Grand Forks area, which I did. And that really helped me get a better understanding of what it was like in the workplace. One thing I quickly found out is I really enjoyed the work. And then I also enjoyed working with people, the people interaction part of our field. I really, really enjoyed that. After I graduated, it took me about 6 months. I was working part-time, but I did get a full-time job with the Devils Lake Park District in Devils Lake, North Dakota. And I was the recreation director. And that particular system was a small staff, only one director and then a clerical position, a couple maintenance positions. So that was really a great way for me to start my career because I did most everything, and it gave me an opportunity to experience all aspects of a municipal parks and recreation district. When I took over, financially, the district was in difficult situations, and I was in that job for just over 7 years. And when I left, there were a number of, financially, they were very strong. Just the overall growth and improvement in that district is one thing that, I'm certainly proud of at the beginning of my career. And as you go on to, later years after Devils Lake, I was able to get a job with the Bismark Parks and Recreation District, and I worked for 34 years with the park district there. And the first 20 plus years, I was the assistant director and worked under Steve New, who was director of Parks and Recreation, and Steve was quite involved in the profession in NRPA too, and he's a great mentor for me. But there was a lot of growth in our district and a lot of internal growth for me at that time. And then the last 10 plus years of my career, I finished as the executive director. As opportunities have come to me, I've always said yes, and then I've tried to figure out after I said yes how I'd find the time to do it. But I think those developing these new experiences, meeting new people, just new networking opportunities allowed me to continue to grow. And I think that's something that students need to do, is they just need to find a way. It's never easy, but you have to find the time. If you're passionate about something and you're chasing your dream, you have to really pursue that. Well, the one obvious change throughout the years has been the use of technology. And technology has, it's being used by Parks and Recreation agencies in all areas of their operation, whether it be for maintenance, whether it be security systems, irrigation systems. Of course, on the administrative side, you got the financial stuff, you got the registration software, and it's just used a lot. It's also changed the way we communicate to our users, and social media has become a big player, and those are things that weren't around when I first started, and it was more people interaction. And I still think it's a people-oriented business. I think that people touch is very critical when you're trying to visit with customers or you're trying to get your message across. So in-person meetings are still, I think, a way to go. But when you look at what's going to happen in the future, I think you're going to see more and more use of technology. And I think, like most agencies, we found during COVID that we had to communicate differently. And then there were we even use technology more. And I'll give you one example. We had a neighborhood park that we opened in Bismark, and typically we always dedicate our parks and have a ribbon cutting, and we probably have 50 to 100 people at those things. And during COVID, we did one virtual dedication, and I think social media following, we had about 2,500 hits, and the first week. So you got the word out a lot quicker, and a lot more people saw it. It's a very rewarding business. It can be a very demanding business, but at the same time, when you accomplish a task, the feedback and the positive feeling is something that you aim for. And the one thing, early on in my career, I discovered that relationship building and working with sponsors or partner agencies, just partners in general, is something that I had to figure out how to do because it was critical to the path forward. And in Bismarck, I would say there's hardly anything that district does as far as offering programs, developing facilities, parks, properties, etc. We always have partners with us. So it's important to work with those people and get along. And, I often refer to an African proverb that I really like. And that was, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Getting people to work together and then accomplish a task really is something that made me go to work. I'm very passionate about parks and the impact they play on people's lives. And my wife and I, Elizabeth, are very proud of the fact that we have 3 children. And our 3 children, we had 2 boys and a daughter, and they were Parks and Recreation kids. To this day, they think about those fun experiences playing in the parks and the playgrounds, and we would go to the outdoor swimming pool. And I believe Parks and Recreation in a community, and for us, for my wife and I think it had played a positive role in developing our children into good young adults. And now it's about our grandchildren. So I want to make sure that there are opportunities in our community for our grandchildren, and I want them to have the positive experiences that my children did. Now I was just last week watching 3 soccer games with grandkids and just seeing all the people that fill that. We have a 90-acre area for soccer, and all the people that come there on a Saturday. It's just amazing. Communities, there'd be a big void if they did not have Parks and Recreation facilities and properties in a community.